Let's find out here into game 1. I'm very excited to see actually Fuzakin here on the Kaja. Haven't seen him in Zero for a while now. And Riddler on a very uncanny Hellcurt, which I don't know, maybe they're reading that this might be a 1-3-1 composition here, coming obviously from Onic PH. They really love that composition. 3 people in the mid lane with 2 heroes just following this carry all day long. They maybe want to use Dark Knight Falls to destroy that composition and try to find the carry. And maybe in Blacklist's mind, they're thinking, you know what, when we shut down this carry, this is probably going to be it. That's probably our win condition. Let's go for a Hellcurt, even though I would agree it does seem a little off for me.
See, and that is what we are seeing right now. The uncanniness of that Hellcurt pick. You have to take note that in choosing a Hellcurt, it also has to scale and form. Having that Claude and the Kagura as well, it kind of gives you the greediness. And speaking of greediness, that is the thing. Blacklist though managed still to get a pick off for themselves, really utilizing the numbers on their hands. But going back to what I said earlier, it's still a little iffy because there are 3 members of Blacklist that you have to take into consideration in terms of scaling. But you know what? I think Blacklist here is doing a pretty good pace in terms of doing it. So like really big minions right now, so that it really put the Esmeralda on a position where he has the tower hug. But going here for the side of Onic PH, I think they would retaliate the loss by going onto the top side.
Yeah, I mean, this is obviously going to be a very easy tower take. No way the Hellcurt can defend that. Onic PH, they know what's up. They can see 3 members on the bottom lane that are taking it. It's going to be a straight-up trade. But as we said, this is going to be a little bit of an iffy composition. I mean, Leo himself said he didn't like... Oh my god, look at that. Great pick up on the Kaja there. Divine Judgment on a proper target, but he will go down in respect right now. Oh my, Venus already used up Feathered Airstrike. Going ham on the nuke button, but the Kagura, that again has been pretty hardly dissed, is now taking another kill there for Blacklist International. So far, 3-1 against Onic PH.
Yes, indeed. And I like it that Fuzakin was able to utilize his Flicker and Divine Judgment out to really pull one of the members of Blacklist International. But this is the thing. If you saw earlier into this replay that we have right now, okay, Esmeralda goes for the pickoff, but then leads a member, into a pinch wherein they managed to get that pickoff. And of course, Oh My Venus, knowing that they are clumped together, side to go. But then again, Blacklist was able to retaliate this by just picking off one by one the low HP members of Onic.
Yeah, and it really does work out well. This Farsa has a very low base HP, which is a very easy target as long as you can find him off guard in position. Fuzakin at the Kaja as well is not really that tanky. Their front line is going to be primarily Esmeralda, so that Kaja really ripe for the taking. And Blacklist International, they know this, and they went for it straight away with great rewards. And right now, Ionization looking real good here.
Indeed. And you know what? This is also the perks of having a very iffy composition as well for Blacklist International. The fact that these specific heroes aren't used specifically for week 5, it also opens an opportunity of various strategies that weren't able to come into play. And we are looking at a very domino effect right here. Okay, we have the Divine Judgment. Yaki will be forced to go back, and the Blazing Duet is going to be forced to really get that pick off. Beautiful execution from Aqua right there, really pinning down the Esmeralda earlier. But like what I said, that was a partnered effect when Blacklist International was able to get the bottom side, and the other top, Onic was the one who got it as well. But still, it isn't siding for the Blacklist International though, since they have more pickoffs. And in terms of gold, Onic PH was able to catch up.
Yeah, I mean, way ahead here. They're utilizing the time that Blacklist International is looking for kills to get other advantages on the map, such as, again, all these small minions around the map, all the turtles, all of the crabs that are spawning, basically for Onic PH right now. That goal lead is not showing the kill screen any justice. Speaking of objective, going at it right away, Onic PH stolen by the Kagura. Edward looking real good here so far. I think you heard all the comments here from everyone. And again, this is unorthodox. I wouldn't say if you're unorthodox right now though. Oh, look at that. And Dexstar, they'll be suffering a lot of damage. And fortunately, will still be alive. Looks like Edward is going to be the one to go down instead.
Indeed, that was a beautiful flame shot by the Kagura. They're really on a timely manner to get the objectives right. But you know what? Onic PH also has a say on this and is now showing progress. Is now really showing online because come the mid game, this is where we see that the Farsa carry and the Cho is going to be used at full potential because initially in our skirmishes fights, if you notice that Onic PH wasn't that complete, making Blacklist International have the opportunity to get these fights. And speaking of opportunity, that beautiful Divine Judgment flicker by Fuzuken, but was not able to really pin it out, but is enough to really force the Hellcurt to use his darkness right there, just so he could go and escape.
Yeah, perfectly executed Dark Knight Falls, I gotta say. That was super close there for the Hellcurt, but I think they're gonna go for round 2 here on the bottom lane. Cat's gonna be killer going down nearby a tower, not gonna be enough to defend with another trade on the top lane for DLR. Now that's gonna be push for push. These teams are basically doing the same things on opposite sides of the map and just at different tempos. Like right now, faster tempo happening for Onic PH with the tower takes. So far ahead, but looks like Aqua wants to equalize that a little bit with a tower take on the mid lane by himself.
I love the idea for Onic PH right there. Cho really, showing himself and advancing towards the top so that it kind of baited out the members of Blacklist. So that is also a good thing because they managed to give Cho manages to give his members some space to go and have that control. And speaking of control right here, again, Dark Knight Falls is going to be used, but unfortunately was not able to get anyone down. And, really transitions to objective taking right here and proceeds to the middle side of the lane. Blazing though it will be used. Look at that, tons of damage right there. I love that beautiful damage output from the Claude. It only means, Rockhart, that the Claude was able to utilize all the resources take during the time that they were at a very, forwarded position.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you have a turtle buff on the Claude, you have a red buff on the Claude. That's mostly all you need, and then you add on some pretty good farm. 5, 0, and 2 onto Aqua. That means a absolutely beast of a Claude that we have. Golden Staff, Demon Hunter Sword, the Raptor's Machete. Already completed on the way to Endless Battle. The bottom lane, though, looks like they're going to be shuffling around here on the red buff. Very important to take that, but looks like it will be Sacrificial Lamb there. Dexstar going to be flickering out, but not going to be in time. Dark Knight Falls again, used defensively.
I mean, the transition from using the Dark Knight Falls to offense or defense is something that one has to take into consideration. Because this is also one of these strategies that Blacklist can really take advantage. Like what we've just seen earlier, Riddler right here really use it defensively, like you mentioned. And, this is also good mind games because come the late game, and he might use it once more, this can put Onic PH on a position where they have to think, is this going to be used defensively once more? Or would they use this again in a different manner? But going back, it looks like in terms of getting the scales, Aqua has it on point. But I think Wise here, specifically the carry, just needs a bit more space or a bit more scaling potentials. And I think that would be best if this carry or one of the members can actually go and, split push it, to me.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Wise has a lot of catching up to do. Especially considering he just completed the Raptor's Machete a few moments ago. And Aqua, I think he's on the road to 4 items here already. And on the Claw, that is super scary. I gotta say, I like how Blacklist is looking here really good again. Against all odds, against all predictions here. Against a composition that Onic PH has been running basically forever this season. They're doing really great. Really,
I mean, I agree with you on that. And It's amazing because how this unorthodox pick, specifically the Kagura and the Hellcrit, could really go in sync. Because we did mention that it doesn't really go with the tempo of the first 3 picks that they had, but right now they're actually making it work. And that is one of the things that you have to really look here, because with the help of that turtle steal from the Kagura earlier and the objective take that they had, it just goes to show that they really took their pace, they took the time, and this is not something that just because the other enemy team is on the turf doesn't mean that you have to initiate a team fight. And that's the discipline that Blacklist just demonstrated earlier. They waited for the time for Onic PH to just really, lessen that HP of that turtle, and then come goes the flame shot. That was executed pretty perfectly. So this is starting to make me worry, Rockhart, because if ever so that the carry wasn't able to scale in time, I think this game one could be in the hands of Blacklist. What do you think?
Yeah, this is a 1-1-2 carry, so I know what you're talking about. At this point, it feels like it's a little too late, but again, we don't want to count him out just yet. Although, of course, Aqua already flexing that he is like way ahead. He's gonna go ahead and solo that Lord real quick, puts it down to half HP. Now, where are the members here? Again, only D-Lar. The rest of the squad here for Onic is on the tail. Lord will be going down here with no contest here from the blue side. And looks like basically resources just being traded. Blacklist this time with a 4K gold lead.
Yes, and that's the beauty of it. The Kagura and the Kufra, alongside with the Hellcrit earlier, was able to contain the members of Onic PH in a manner wherein the Claude and the Thoms was able to get the Lord really smoothly and uncontested, like you mentioned. And now they are placing themselves in the position that, I think they would start picking off the members of Onic PH one by one. Then, just really snag some resources to and from.
Yeah, being resources is what we were talking about earlier when Onic was way ahead despite being low on kills. But right now, because of the control and the lead that this Claude has, they're already taking back the resources that was stolen from them, basically, with Blacklist International just forcing everyone to be super scared on the map. They're not even showing their faces right now. They're just hiding. Yes. And it's working out really well for them so far.
Indeed. I like it how they could get that concealing abilities right now. They're just really hiding on their turf and waiting for this Lord to add more pressure in terms of, the pushing capabilities that Blacklist has gained by getting those resources. And then again, successfully breaking that middle turret and go back here. The Lord was not able to really go all the way, but it's enough space to get that Claude to really expose the base of Onic PH. And now going back, I like it. I like this strategy that Blacklist is giving us right now, that they're not really going on an aggressive side, Rockhart.
Yeah, they're just taking it slow. They're going for a slow 2-lane push here, mid lane and top lane. Top lane going down because of Lord pressure. Bottom lane is already pretty much controlled as well, so mid lane might be the big problem here. Dexter going in hard into 4 people! Only caught 2 into a stun, but that will be enough. Opens up the base here of Onic PH with a pretty solid 2-man removal there, and Dexter pretty confident with the plays he's making.
Yes, indeed, Blazing Duet will be picking off. Oh my goodness, this is just your cup of tea for the side of Blacklist International. Really picking off the members of Onic PH one by one. And I think they will be finishing this Rockart Hellcurt for another pick-off right here. Wise won't be able to make it wisely as Blacklist International steals game number 1.